Make me a blonde.
A what?
A blonde.
2 hours later.
Now, do you know the number one reason behind all bad hair decisions?
Galadriel.
Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. The second season of Amazon's The Rings of Power is fast approaching. We'll be watching and reviewing it on this channel together, like we did last time. So if you haven't already, you're very welcome to subscribe and stay tuned. But before we get hit by the second season of Amazon's most expensive fanfiction, I wanted to dump a few of my thoughts into this video. Now, this isn't really a reaction to anything specific, it's more of my general impressions of the promo stuff that has come our way in recent days about Season 2 of The Rings of Power. We got a few trailers and featurettes with lots of déjà vu moments. This was a thing in Season 1 already, but it still amazes me how this show can be so original in terms of how much it deviates from the source material, yet still have so many member berries, recycled dialogue, and references of all sorts to the Lord of the Rings franchise. In the trailers for The Rings of Power Season 2, we saw Isildur, or Izzy as we like to call him here, fighting a giant spider in a cave. Ring a bell, anyone? Then we saw Arondir having a very Legolas moment. We heard lines such as these.
Leave Sauron to me.
Leave Sauron to me.
I need your axe.
You have my sword.
And my axe.
We have so many visual callbacks to the scenes that we've seen before. But, okay, credit where credit is due. The orcs look a lot better this season, I'll give them that. As does the armor. Then again, it doesn't take much to beat that Númenórean scaly armor. The bar after Season 1 was low. And even though the sea is always right, the sea really took an L with that armor design. The costumes in Season 2, it's a bit early to say. Some of the outfits are okay, some are giving more sci-fi than Middle-earth, in my humble opinion. But one thing is for sure, you all know how I feel about this wig by now. I'm certain, and you can't convince me otherwise, that someone in the costumes department hates this guy, and that's why they put him in this atrocity of a wig. Is it the color? Is it the cut? Is it simply the texture? I don't know, but it's not flattering. And look, I wouldn't be so critical of every little detail, but Rings of Power prides itself on being the most expensive TV show ever made. I know it's made by Amazon, but there was no need to get the wig off Amazon too. And speaking of getting things off Amazon, the rings? I know that John Howe was involved in designing them, I've seen the featurette, but that doesn't mean they're automatically gonna be great. They look plastic, and more importantly, the proportions are just so off. Look at these rings from Lord of the Rings. And I'm not saying this show should be exactly like Lord of the Rings, but these rings look like rings. These, on the other hand, look like props. For example, there was a ton of inspiration taken from nature in the early 1900s that was used in jewelry making, and we had Art Deco styles that often featured more geometric, symmetrical designs. Some of these could have been a great inspiration for the rings in The Rings of Power, instead of these disproportionate and prop-like designs. But hey, these are just my 2 cents. We had some recasting, for example, Adar, whatever you want to call him. We have a new actor portraying him, and additionally, the actress who played Bronwyn, she's not going to be returning. She, quote, stepped away from acting, and it looks like the show decided to off her off-screen, if Arondir's line is anything to go by.
The darkness did reach him. He's received the biggest blow to his spirit thus far.
Now, someone they didn't off-screen, but maybe they should have, are Harfoots.
Nobody goes off trail.
Take their wheels and leave the...
They are notably absent from Rings of Power trailers and promotion. We see some of them, but I have a feeling that they're not going to be as prominent in this season. However, we also know that Amazon chose to introduce their diverse desert hobbits into Rings of Power Season 2, so I bet that's gonna be fun. Now, I'm not gonna give you the meat or give it to you raw, But I am gonna bite into the meat of the matter. The meat, in this case, being the whole situation surrounding Sauron, because I think that's one of the most interesting aspects, how they're gonna handle the whole Sauron situation. Because remember, in Rings of Power Season 1, Galadriel found out that Bran was Sauron. She didn't seem to tell anyone, and now from the looks of it, Sauron just put on a wig and went on his merry way, deceiving people again, while Galadriel is keeping her mouth shut. Now this featurette gives us some context.
One of his sort of primary powers is the ability to change forms. The Anatar form is all for Celebrimbor.
Good. Sauron can have many forms, lore accuracy, we're kind of getting there, great. But some things still don't add up. Are they gonna try to convince the audience that Celebrimbor, the master smith who doesn't know what an alloy is...
That wouldn't be suitable for this ore.
Why not?
Because in the amounts we need, it would too greatly dilute its unique qualities.
Couldn't the right alloy also amplify those qualities?
An intriguing suggestion.
Also doesn't know what a wig is?
What am I to call you?
They say this form of Sauron's, with the blonde wig, is for Celebrimbor. But does the rest of Eregion still see the brunette guy? Celebrimbor also knows Halbrand. He knows what he looks like. Yet you're telling me he doesn't recognize that this is the same face? Or is the implication that Sauron's face looks different to Celebrimbor as well? But then why not just get a different actor?
We have a different actor playing Sauron in the first scene of the show.
The flashback about 1,000 years before the first season.
Or is the implication that Celebrimbor simply witnesses Halbrand's salon transformation from the brunette guy into the blonde guy, and is somehow fine with it? Oh yeah, I was just pretending to be this random brunette guy, but actually I'm a blonde elf like you. Anyway, let's go make more rings. How about that? Isn't that so much more suspicious than just staying a brunette?
That's suspicious. That's weird. Weird.
Galadriel didn't tell anyone. Bran already helped Celebrimbor make the Elven Rings of Power, so this is all very confusing. But hey, we'll just have to wait a bit longer until the 29th to get more answers. In the meantime, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you this weekend with a review of the first, I believe it will be 3, episodes of the Rings of Power Season 2. Take care, guys. See you soon, and remember...
The sea is always right!
The sea is always right!